Are you thinking about buying or selling in the Myrtle Beach area? Or maybe just wondering how the value of your home is holding up? Well, in today's video, we're going to take a look at the numbers for November 2022. First, let's take a look at the single-family resale homes throughout the Grand Strand. For the month of November, the average sold price was $447,000, which is a jump up from October. Homes closed at 96.4% of the list price on average, which was about the same as October. The average days on market was 79 days, which was less than we saw the previous month. There is now a 3.86 month supply, and the current average list price of homes on the market is $556,000, which is much higher than we saw last month. In summary, for single-family resale homes in the Grand Strand, the prices went up month over month. Buyers are getting about the same deal off of the list price, and homes stayed on the market for less time. And while there is more inventory available this month, we are still in a slight seller's market. Next, let's take a look at the condo and townhome sales throughout the Grand Strand. For the month of November, the average sold price was $272,000. This was much higher than we saw in October, and these closed at an average list to sales price ratio of 96.9%, which was slightly less than the previous month. The average days on market was 86 days, which is higher than we saw in October. And there is now a 4.2 month supply, which is much higher than October. But the current average list price of homes on the market is $294,000, which is higher than the previous month. So in summary, for condos and townhomes in the Grand Strand, the prices this month went up since October. However, the list to sold price ratio was slightly less, and the properties stayed on the market more days. Inventory levels took a huge leap up, going back now into a balanced market. All right, now let's move over to the oceanfront and take a look at the condo sales in oceanfront buildings. The average sold price in November was $309,000, which was much higher than we saw in October. Condos closed at 95.9% of the list price on average, which is down from the last month. The average days on market was 92 days, which was also higher than we saw in October. There is now a 4.36 month supply of condos on the market. This is slightly up from October. The current average list price of condos on the market is $321,000, which is down month over month. So, for the oceanfront condos, the sold prices actually went up, but buyers got a little more off of those list prices. The condos are continuing to stay on the market for longer days, and there is a little more inventory on the market. The average list prices have gone down. So, for now, it's still a balanced market on the oceanfront. Okay, now let's take a look at the resale detached homes in the Carolina Forest area of Myrtle Beach. For the month of November, the average sold price was $504,000. This was much higher than we saw in October. Homes closed at 97.9% of the list price on average, which is slightly lower than the previous month. The average days on market was 78 days, which is less month over month. We have now jumped up to a 4-month supply of inventory, but the current average list price of homes on the market is $561,000, which is much higher than October. So for resale homes in the Carolina Forest area, the prices went up in November, but the sales to list price ratio was lower. Homes stayed on the market fewer days, but there are now much more on the market and available for you. However, Even though more homes are available, the average list price actually went up. We are now back to a balanced market for single-family homes in the Carolina Forest area. Next, let's take a look at the condo and townhome sales in the Carolina Forest area. For the month of November, the average sold price was $233,000, which was much higher than we saw in October. These closed at 97.3% of the list price, which shows that buyers got a little better deal off those list prices this month. The average days on market was 79 days, which is higher than in October. We've now jumped way up to a 4.5-month supply of inventory, and the current average list price of homes on the market is $241,000. This is much higher than we saw last month. So to summarize, prices for condos and townhomes in Carolina Forest area actually went up in November, but the list to sold price ratios went down, and condos were on the market a little longer. And there is now a ton more inventory, bringing it into a balanced market. However, the average list prices are higher. So overall, the numbers are interesting this month. There's now much more inventory on the market, and buyers got a better deal off those list prices in November. However, the average sold prices and the current average list prices are actually higher across the board. Now, before we wrap it up, let's quickly talk about new home construction in our area. The average sold price in November was $464,000, which is much lower month over month. While we have seen this number continuing to creep up the last several months, as we mentioned to you in our market update last month, we were seeing builders giving huge discounts on those spec homes. And now this is reflected in the numbers this month. The list to sold price ratio was 99% in November, down from the previous months, and again showing that builders are now starting to be a little more negotiable. So for sure, now is still a great time to get a better deal on a new home. Now we know that there continues to be a lot of confusion in the market, and many people are just not sure where the market is heading. If you're wondering if it's a good time for you to buy or sell, give us a call. We'd love to talk to you and discuss. And before you go, we would love if you would leave a like on this video. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our great weekly videos. Have a very happy holiday season.